book I really like, this book, Employees First, Customer Second, by Vineet Nayar, published by Harvard Business School Press. The title is a bit misleading, and I'll come back to the title later, but it's actually a really good book. It's a story. It's a story by a CEO who had been in a startup, a highly energized startup, and then he became CEO of a big established bureaucracy. He was rather reluctant to take the job, but he took it, and he made some amazing things happen in that organization. This large company, headquartered in India, 30,000 employees. First of all, he met with employees, the transformers, the people who were the go-getters, the people who were the young Turks, the people who were keen to have things done differently. And he found, when he met them, that instead of them being pleased to meet with him, they were angry, they were frustrated. They didn't believe that he was going to make any change. The second was when he met with a customer who was delighted with what the firm had done, and he arrived at the meeting expecting to be thanked, and he found instead that the customer thanked the team and told Nayar how lucky he was to have these good people. The third was when he met with a dissatisfied customer, and he came prepared to the meeting with answers. He found that the customer didn't blame the team, they blamed Nayar. They said, the team was fine, you didn't support them. You did not support your team. And these three experiences gave Nayar insight into what was wrong with the firm. The firm was upside down. These teams which were performing well were not being supported by the management, yet the team was where value was being created for the customer. And he decided to change things around, to turn things around so that instead of the team being accountable to the management, which was often getting in the way and preventing the team from delivering value, instead the management had to be accountable to the team. Instead of the management wasting the time of the team with reports that nobody really needed and nobody ever read, instead the management had to be getting out of the way and doing everything it could to support the team so that it delivered more value to the customer. The book is a story. It's the story of the step-by-step process by which he changed the organization. And he took a number of steps. He took, first of all, a step of engaging in conversation with the staff. He made the firm's financial and performance data widely available inside the organization. Risky, but overall the benefits were much larger than the few incidents that happened. He established an online forum where any employee could get any issue addressed within a certain time frame. He let employees listen in to customer meetings so that they could get direct feedback from what the customer was saying about them. He introduced a smart service desk where any employee could get any issue addressed within a certain time frame. Those were fairly ambitious, but nevertheless routine. Three things that really stand out for me where he made some major innovations. First of all, he radically expanded 360-degree feedback. Instead of limiting that to people you were working with, now anyone could give feedback on any manager who was affecting their work, so that any manager in the organization got feedback from a very large number of people, particularly the upper-level management. If they were not perceived to be helping the employee, that was immediately obvious. Total change in the dynamic in which employees are accountable to the managers. Here, the managers were accountable to the employees. The second thing he did was to establish on the internet a space where he could discuss his problems. Instead of asking people to talk about their problems, he put online the problems that he was grappling with, the problems that he couldn't solve, and invited people to contribute to helping solve his problems. He immediately got a vast array of opinion and insight and contributions to solving his problem. The third thing he did was establish an employee passion index. He was aware that simply making employees satisfied wasn't good enough. He had to have them passionate about their work. And so he set up a set of measures that determined whether people were passionate about their job and what was getting in the way of them being passionate and how they could introduce their passion into the workplace. Those three things are quite innovative and show really a distinctive understanding of what it is to change these big traditional organizations and make them responsive to their customers, to make them innovative, to make them be continuously adding value to their customers. In doing this, the role of the CEO changes. Instead of being the crafter of strategy, the master of the universe, instead the CEO becomes an enabler of the staff, an enabler of the people who are actually creating value for customers and removing impediments from whatever is getting in the way of them adding value to their customers. Let me just say a word about the title of the book, Employees First, Customer Second. I was initially distracted by the title because if customers are ever really second in the overall scheme of things, then the firm is doomed. But in fact, that's not what the book is about. The book is about to enable the employees in the organization to deliver the best value that they can possibly do for the customers. So in fact, it's a very customer-focused book, enabling employees to deliver the value that customers need. Strongly recommend it. Vineet Nayar, Employees First, Customer Second, published by Harvard Business School Press, 2010. Enjoy the book.